we go. The New York Knicks have won 6 straight games. They'll go for 7 tonight against the Pelicans. However, during this streak, not everyone has been playing great. Mikal Bridges is struggling. In his last 9 games, he's averaging 8 points per, shooting 36% from the field, 28% from 3. But his teammate, Josh Hart, says, let's not direct all the criticism at Bridges. He says, quote, he gets some of that unfair flack just because he's doing what's asked of him. And if we were to sit there and say, go shoot 15 shots a game, he would be efficient and he could do it. But that's not what's been asked of him. End quote. Monica
Good morning.
Is not with us here on First Take. I need more coffee. But Stephen A., I know you have been critical of Mikal Bridges in the past, rightfully so. What do you make of Josh Hart coming to his defense?
I need Josh Hart to be quiet. Sit down. Only time I want you standing up and talking is if you playing. Not when it comes to Mikal Bridges. You need to stand down. This is grown-ups. This is business. So let's keep it a buck here. I will preface my comments by saying Little Birdie, who I appreciate so much, enlightened me about something that I pretty much knew, but I appreciated her guiding me on this by reminding me that Jalen Brunson didn't have anything to do with Mikal Bridges coming to New York. He certainly wouldn't have wanted Dante DiVincenzo to be gone, and I appreciate that. But I wasn't implying that Jalen Brunson was sitting back and working in concert with Leon Rose to manipulate proceedings so his boy could come to New York City. That started with him at Villanova and helped him win a couple of national championships. What I was saying was that you are the face of the franchise. You are big time. And when you make a decision financially to sign a contract a year earlier that's going to save the organization $113 million for them to go out and get additional help for you, and that additional help is your former college teammate and one of your best friends in the world. Well, respectfully, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it ain't a damn mongoose. We know what it is. You don't have to say it. You don't have to speak it. You don't have to be involved. The organization knew what you would want. Now, it's not his fault that Leon Rose ended up giving the farm for Mikal Bridges. 4 first-round unprotected picks, an additional first-round pick that wasn't unprotected, an additional first-round pick after that involved a swap and a second-round pick. My God, that's 7 picks. 7 for a dude they think he can't even give you 10 points a game? That's unacceptable. I know that Mikal Bridges is better than this. I know that he's just going through a slump right now. But the point is, even if he wasn't, what he was doing, yes, what you did against Boston last year was good. That's what they brought you there for. But they brought you there for more than that with the assets they gave up. Because the chances are, if the New York Knicks don't position themselves to win a title, if they can't even come out of the East, because Detroit, Boston, Cleveland this year, Indiana next year when Halliburton come back, who took them out the last 2 years, or somebody else prevents the New York Knicks from getting back to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999, we're going to have a problem with that deal. Mikal Bridges, the farm, 7 picks. Do you have any idea what the New York Knicks could have done? Giannis Antetokounmpo would probably be in a New York Knicks uniform if they had half those assets. All I'm saying is, knowing those facts, Josh Hart, respectfully, you got to stand down. There's no way to talk your way out of that. Hard on Mikal Bridges? You really want that quote to live with you, Mikal Bridges? You really want that quote to live with you, Josh Hart, in the Mecca, in New York City, in this market? You really, really think that's going to fly? It will not. It will not. No way. So, Josh Hart, welcome to New York, baby. It's the big time. You the Energizer Bunny. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody love you because they didn't give up 7 picks for you. Had they done it for you, your ass would be in trouble too. Deal with it. Get over it, and let's ball and get out of the Eastern Conference and get to the finals. Period.
Actually, I'm going to let Wendy go ahead, Shay, because y'all know where I sit on this, but let's go.
So Josh Hart is correct in that if Mikal Bridges was asked to play a different role, his production would be different. This is materially true. This happened when he was in Phoenix, when Devin Booker was out for a while. They put him on the wing. His scoring went up. It happened in Brooklyn. Now, that was a tanking operation by the end, but he scored a lot of points. His team lost a lot of games, but I have no doubt that Mikal Bridges, if he was put on the wing and told, here, we're going to give the ball to you, we want you to take 18 shots, that he would be performing better. The truth is that Mikal Bridges is not going to be judged in the regular season. The entire purpose of trading for him, and Stephen A., you are correct, what they traded for him was an enormous price. We don't even really know what it's going to cost yet because the unprotected picks in the future, we have no idea where the Knicks 2028, 2030 first-round picks are going to be. We don't even know. It is possible they could still do a trade to get a star player later on. We don't know what they could do if they put – the reason they don't have Giannis is they didn't even really seriously engage in negotiations, but that's secondary. Last year in the playoffs, Bridges was worth his weight in gold in that series against Boston. The whole purpose for getting him and getting OG Anunoby, who they paid dearly for, not just in the trade but also giving him a max contract. OG Anunoby is not a max player. But they gave him a max contract because they know that to play Boston, you got to deal with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And so far, with Bridges and Anunoby, they're 1-0 in the playoffs, Stephen A. And ultimately, that will decide whether this was a worthwhile trade, because they're probably going to play him again. They're on a crash course for that second round. And Boston, in my view, is the favorite in the East. It's not by a wide margin. It's by a smaller margin, but they're the favorite. And Mikal Bridges has an impactful wing performance against those dynamite wings in Boston, and the Knicks win the series again, that trade will never be mentioned. It will be absolutely worth it. If he fails, it will be held over his head. That's what he is living with. And I will point out one thing before I turn it over to Monica. He didn't ask to be traded for the 7 picks or the 5 firsts, however you want to say it. He didn't say, if you want me, trade 5 firsts. But one thing he did do, he signed a contract extension with the Knicks last summer. So he said, I'm in for this. I agree to this. I'm going to sign. So part of what he's got to accept is what he signed up to do. He understood the circumstances at which he re-signed.
All right, so Wendy laid out the facts perfectly. SA gave us some facts and some emotions. This is where I sit, and y'all know that I roll with this team 55 games through the season. One thing about Josh Hart, what he said has made him who he is to this team. He is not going to let any one of his teammates be hung out to dry if he has an opportunity to go to bat for them. That's just a fact. That's who he is. That is why he is so important both on the floor and to that locker room. Second, Mikal Bridges is not playing great basketball right now. That is a fact. But I think we know this having watched sports, and I say this all the time on our radio broadcast. Join me and my radio partner, Tyler Murray. You got to shoot, shooters got to shoot to get hot, and shooters got to shoot to stay hot. So the only way for him to work out of this is to continue to be aggressive and not let it impact his approach. Are there things that he could be doing a little bit differently on the defensive end? Should he be trying to get to the free throw line? All of these things are taken into equation. But y'all, we've all covered the game. He's sitting with a number of coaches looking at it, trying to figure out how to make the adjustments. This does, in fact, come back to the picks, which I understand. But you've got an opportunity right now where a team is still managing to find its way while you work yourself out of this funk. So for me, as I'm listening to this sound, Josh Hart going to bat for his guy is what you want, because one of the things that we've talked about when we look at the way Detroit has handled New York this year,